everybody. So, in this class, this is a continuation of human health and disease. In this class, we'll be learning regarding some common diseases with, of human. So, when we refer to the common diseases of the human, I have already explained to you regarding what is pathogen. So, what's a pathogen? A disease-causing organism is called as pathogen. Regarding the pathogenicity, also I have explained in the last video. So the pathogens, some of the common pathogens are virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, helminthes. Also, I have said you. So among this organism, among this pathogen, which are the disease which is being caused to the human, some of the diseases we will be discussing in this video. First and foremost, we will learn regarding the common bacterial disease. So that's what I told you. In the common infectious diseases in the man, there are common bacterial diseases. There are common viral diseases, common protozoan diseases. So now we will study regarding the common infectious diseases. The first topic is common bacterial disease. Okay. Coming to the common infectious diseases in the man, and the first topic I told you, that is a common bacterial disease. So this is a common bacterial diseases. This word already you have been heard also. That is regarding the typhoid. The typhoid is also known as the enteric fever. Typhoid fever or enteric fever, it is usually curable, but some of the bacterial strains shows the resistance. See, some if you have the resistance, the resistivity towards the disease, like it is curable very earlier. For some of the persons, if the resistivity is very low, that is immune system is very low, the curable time, it takes a lot of time in curing. So and that what I'm saying, it shows the strains and resistance to the antibiotic. Most of the people with the typhoid acquires nearly by what do you tell it while traveling to developing areas of the world. If untreated, about nearly 10 to 16% of the people usually with the typhoid will die. This drops to the less than 1% when the people are treated promptly. Actually, to tell it isn't a curable disease. Typhoid would have been heard. Some children, usually or classmates, would have been heard taking leave for 1 month or some 2 months or some 3 months. That does not mean say, if a disease is being said, the curable date is same for everybody. It can differ. That what how it differs. It differs based on the immune system and the resistivity towards the disease and the production of the antibodies bodies in their body. So that what I'm telling. Curable the days may differ in each person. So whenever we learn a disease, what all we should be known? The things which we know should be known is the major is three things. That what I have written here. One is the pathogen, that is a disease causing organism. Second one is mode of transmission. Then thirdly is symptoms. Then before learning the symptoms in the mode of transmission only, you also will learn the cause of the disease. That's what I've told you. The cause of the disease or the study of the disease also known as etiology. So coming to the first is pathogen. So the disease causing organism, that is causative agent. The causative agent I have written here, Salmonella typhi. So Salmonella is a genus, means typhi is a species actually. It is in small letter as you can see. So Salmonella typhi is a pathogen which causes the typhoid. Then how it enters into the human body? What is the mode of transmission? How he gets this bacteria into his body means it enters the small intestine through the food and water. See the word food and water, and migrates to the other organs via blood. So this is what we tell you. Young children are very fond of eating spicy things. Usually when I do in the classroom, I usually tell don't go to eat a pani puri and all, because who knows whether he is very hygienic or he don't have the disease like typhoid, and this is an infectious disease. Whenever we tell infectious disease means it is transmitted from the infected person to the another person. So if a seller or the vendor who is of infected with that of a typhoid and you go and purchase and eat. Even you eat a golgappa also, I tell them don't have it, it is not good. Why don't you get it? Ask your mama to do in the house and have it. Now the days have come. So you now also, if you don't learn the things, then see, consequences are very bad. No, so at least now take care of yourself, because this is what is a pandemic situation, that is a viral disease. So now it is a viral disease, highly infectious. It is transmitted from one person to another person. It is going on spreading. Now at least you should take care that food and water, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, it should be hygienic. So I advise you that only eat the home food and carry your own water bottle whenever you move outside. So here also, that what we are telling, any type of diseases, usually it will be transmitted by food and the water. So it enters directly into the small intestine and migrates to the other organs via blood. Definitely, the food, when it is digested, the glucose enters into the bloodstream. So with that, via it enters into the all the organs, and the bacteria get accumulated in the or the organ system. When the bacteria get accumulated throughout the body, it starts showing the symptoms. So what are the symptoms? See, without the symptoms, you will not go to the doctor. What do you mean by symptoms? Means, see, if you have some headache, vomiting, giddiness for a long period of time, or some more than I mean 8 hours, what do? You feel I'm having different symptoms which is not normal of the body. So immediately we rush to the doctor. That's what we call it as sign of a disease, which is known as a symptom. So what is a symptom? Means a sustained high fever. So high fever is usually 39 degree to 40 degrees Celsius, which will be usually continuous. Then headache, weakness, stomach pain, constipation, then loss of appetite, very tiredness you feel. If constipation occurs, you are not able to go for a toilet for a longer period, you will not feel like having anything. And when you don't have the food or the any type of liquid also, you will start feeling tiredness. Intestinal perforation, look at this. Intestinal perforation means pores in the intestine. Pores in the intestine ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ಇಂಟೆಸ್ಟೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದೇನಂದ್ರೆ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಊಟ ತಿನ್ನಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಊಟನ ಸೇವನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಎನಿ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಡಿ, why do you have to study the youngsters? Why this chapter is kept? You should get aware of the things around you when you go to a place to maintain a hygiene. If you maintain a hygiene, definitely you are aware of the diseases, and you can also take precautionary measures in controlling the disease. So if this is symptoms after occurring also, if it is not treated, it may lead to the death also. So it's here. So in this picture I have shown the contaminated food enters into the intestine, fecal oral route carriers, it enters into the gallbladder, intestine, and also in the fecus it comes out. Okay, so it's one of the very dangerous disease, that is typhoid. Okay, so the typhoid, how it is been diagnosed, ಹೇಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೈಫಾಯ್ಡ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್? ಆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಏನ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೈರಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So the doctor will do viral test to confirm the presence of the disease. So viral test is what do you tell? It is a long serological test. Actually, it is a serological blood test. It is where the blood of the infected person is checked for the presence of typhoid antibodies by using Salmonella typhi antigen. In the case the individual has a typhoid, the antibodies of the blood will react with the test antigen, producing agglutination. So here I have shown you agglutination. So for the agglutination, here you can see showing positive. So that refers the person is having typhoid. Okay, there is a classical story regarding the typhoid. The typhoid cook name, she was Mary Malone. Her nick named was Typhoid Mary. She was a professional cook. So it's in a story only. She was a typhoid carrier. Here, she was a very healthy, first healthy carrier of the typhoid fever in the United States. She worked with the Warrens, a New York banker, in a New York banker. In her house, she was a cook. During this period, 6 of 11 people in the house came down with the typhoid. That means what you know, in Warrens, means she worked with the Warrens in the United States only. She was doing a cooking job in many houses. So when she was visiting in the different houses, nearly, I mean, 11 people were been, where they found that the Mary Malan started spreading the disease. How? Because she was a healthy carrier. So here it is told during this period, 6 out of 11 people in the house came down with the typhoid itself. From 1900 to 1907, Malone, that is Mary Malone, had worked at 7 jobs. Means she was worked in the 7 houses, nearly in which 22 people had become ill. Because of her, how many people? 22 of them were become sick, it seems, including a young girl who died of typhoid fever shortly. Immediately, the people surrounding will, who tested the girl, and also 22 people suddenly occurring to be the illness. What is the reason? They wanted to find out why in the same colony 11 people are being testified, or 22 people are getting suddenly the fever. What's the reason? They wanted to know it. In January 1950, the Ceylon maternity hospital in Matram suffered a typhoid fever outbreak. It gave an outbreak. Nearly 25 people became ill and 2 of them died. Soon evidence pointed that it was by recently hired cook. The recently hired cook was Mary Malone. So because of her only the disease was spreading, they came to know. Why means that what in this hospital in 1915, Ceylon Maternity Hospital in Matam suffered a typhoid fever outbreak. Near 25 people will become ill and 2 of them will die. Soon the evidence they were able to find out, and Mr. Brown, who was Mary Malone in the reality, her name was Mistress Brown, his husband name was Brown. So Malone was again, they tell like that. How far it is true, also I don't know. She was found to be guilty to the because of her the disease started spreading. So they punished her. It seems they punished her. They isolated her in some cottage for nearly 23 years. After that, whether she lived or died, there is no information regarding that, but she was the person to spread this disease. Hence her name was changed to Typhoid Mary. Okay, so that was regarding the one of the bacterial diseases, that is typhoid. Now second bacterial disease, the second bacterial disease is pneumonia. Okay, so it infects the lung alveoli. How will be the lung alveoli? Last year you have studied the lungs parts, and in that there are the air sacs. The air sacs are called as alveoli. So the alveoli get filled with the fluid. See, those are the air sacs, means there it is a place for what is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. In that air sacs, if there is water is filled or any type of liquid fluid is filled, respiration will become lower, respiratory problem arises, and not so very easily those fluid can be removed. If one of the air sacs get damaged and rot ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಳೆಯೋದು, ಒಂದ್ ಏರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಳಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಧ ಭಾಗ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬದುಕೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಬಹಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ. Usually pneumonia is what we see nowadays. Pneumonia usually it is been very common in bedridden patient, and also in the old age also they may get respiratory problem, which may get converted into pneumonia also. So when it is filled with fluid, what happened, the inflammation means they feel like burning also. Air sacs, when it is filled with the fluid, they cannot they usually go on coughing, and it is also one of the serious disease only if it is not treated in the earlier stage. Okay, so here also I tell you, whenever we are studying any disease, the 3 points we should remember: one is pathogen, second is mode of transmission, third is symptoms and the cause of the disease. Now coming to the pathogen, so which is the positive organism which causes pneumonia? That is, two are there. One is Streptococcus pneumoniae. Okay, so yeah, Streptococcus pneumoniae. Another one is Haemophilus influenza. So these are the two causative organism which causes this disease, that is pathogen. Then mode of transmission, how it occurs. See, inhaling the droplets, aerosols released by an infected person. Whenever we talk about this, before and I used to having in a house, whenever they get a cold or they started using inhalers, Vicks inhalers, you would have been seen. So if an old person is using that inhaler, if a child took it and inhale also, the bacteria will enter into nostrils and get into the what is the lungs. So that what I advise, not to use others inhalers. Even some of the asthma patient, they use inhalers, and for what for an playing with them and all, you shouldn't take their aerosols or droplets and inhalers. Okay, inhale. So those all are called as inhalers. And the infected person, with them you shouldn't share the glasses, utensils with an same like corona only we can tell. You shouldn't use their cloths also. You shouldn't touch their plates also, or that liquid when it flows down also, it may get transmitted from them to you. Look at the picture here. So here this is what Streptococcus pneumoniae, this is Haemophilus influenza. Haemophilus influenza, it is looking like the bacteria which are rod shape, that is bacillus, and here it is looking as a round shape, that is cocci, that is Streptococcus pneumoniae. See here, when you cough also, you should keep your hand and cough or hold in a kerchief. If you cough like this person, nearly the people surrounding, if there are 10 are standing, all the 10 will get affected by this bacteria. So you should be very careful. Any type of diseases, you should be hygienic and clean. Even a common cold, when it comes, this next topic it is there. In a classroom, if one starts sneezing, by the 8 hours, if they sit together in a classroom, by the time they go home, even the next classmate will start sneezing. Any disease might be. You should be very hygienic. You should wash your hands often, and you should wear mask. You should use a kerchief or your hand when you cough, so that it does not spread. Okay, see. So this is regarding pneumonia. I told you about the mode of transmission. The next is the symptoms. What are the symptoms here? Respiratory problems, fever. So here you can see in this picture, in the X-ray, there are dots, and here the picture is not so clear here. Here it is like cloudy. That means that part is affected by. Okay, that part is usually affected by the pneumonia. So respiratory symptoms, what happens? They cannot breathe properly usually. Fever will occur, chill, cough, headache. In severe cases, if it is not treated, usually there is no in our Indian tradition also we can see some of the grandmas in the house or grandpa, they tell the home remedies. If you are coughing, they do the home remedies, and they neglect the things. If like that the things are being neglected prolonged for more than 1 month, like that, in that cases what happened, the lips and the finger nails will turn gray. That means it enters into the blood. Okay, so if it enters those pus enters into the bloodstream, this what happened, gray to then finally bluish in color. This is at a very dangerous situation which may lead to death also. Okay, so it is also one of the dangerous disease, that is pneumonia. Okay, see, the next disease is viral disease. The disease caused by virus takes a long time to get a cure. In viral disease, you have come across regarding viral fever. The virus will retain in your body nearly for more than 3 to 4 days in whatever medicine you take. Virus is an organism, it waits to fight with your antibodies. It testifies sometimes our immune system, we feel like that. You see, you would have been experienced yourself getting common cold. If you get a common cold, a running of nose will be there, headache will be there, tired will be there. All this occurs when and you will suffer nearly for at least for 3 days or 4 days to come out of this. By that time, you travel or you be with your friends, or when you be in a classroom also, it will spread. How it will spread? When you sneeze. See, this person is having a kerchief, but he is not blocking his face here. Can you see this picture? Yes. Achi. So when he does achi, how much virus particles have come out, and the person next to him also will get the virus into his body. Okay. So here it infects the nose, the respiratory passage, but not lungs. Its very favorite place is this, even corona also, no? It will stick to the throat. It retains for nearly some days, they tell. Then it enters to the trachea, then acquires the lungs. It lasts for how many? 3 to 7 days. And next is the common cold pathogen. So what is a causative organism of the common cold? Rhinoviruses. Okay, it is the pathogen is rhinoviruses. So what is the mode of transmission? Inhaling droplets, that is inhaling inhalers of others. They get a Vicks inhaler, and they get you get, even you tell your friend, even I have got, give me also, and you put whatever the inhale he has put in his 2 nostrils. ಮೂಗ್ ಎರಡು ಸಂದಿಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರ್ತದ, ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತ, ನಿಮಗೂ ಬರುತ್ತ. ಕಳೆದು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರದ್ದು ಇನ್ಹೇಲರ್ನ ಇನ್ಹೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. So resulting from the cough and sneeze also. What see here, after sneezing, one hand is shaking with his friend. Can you see this? See here. So by this what happened? Automatically virus from him enters him. No? Enters or not? See? From here it is entering into him. See? No? So this how it starts spreading. And the contaminated objects, now also we tell, no, in this pandemic situation also, whenever you go out, touch anything and come inside the house, immediately use the sanitizer and wipe your hands or wash the hands. So why means, see, the if you touch the contaminated object, that is, if you touch the object which is touched by the infected person, which are those pens, books, cups. So if you come to the college also in this pandemic situation, you will not touch the pen, book, pencil of your friends. You are not going to hug them or shake a hand. Those all care you should take. All the viruses usually common one. I mean, mode of transmission is usually common, but corona is showing little more effect. Then doorknobs, the classroom doors might be, shelves might be, desk might be, chair might be, computer accessories might be, your geometry boxes might be. So all these are the evidences to spread the diseases, especially virus disease. So you should be very hygienic and take care when you move out of the house. When you go into the bus, you hold the handles, in the same hand you shouldn't drink the water. In the same hand you shouldn't touch your nose and eyes, or the mouth. You should wipe the hands with a sanitizer, or wear the gloves, or wash immediately when you reach a place. You wash your hands. So that's a better thing to keep safe yourself. Then what are the symptoms? Symptoms, for common cold, one is what you start sneezing, running of the nose, then that what nasal congestion and discharge, fever, headache, sore throat, cough, hoarseness, tiredness. So these are the common symptoms of the common cold. Okay, so I believe you have understood the uh, three disease I have told you. One is bacterial disease such as typhoid and pneumonia. Another one is a viral disease, that is common cold. So these are the three diseases which we have discussed. In the next video, I'll be discussing regarding malaria. Malaria is little bit a bigger topic only, I can tell you, because the pathogen, whatever it is there, it need two host, not one host. It needs water, two host for its life cycle. So that little bit long topic it is. So I'll explain in the next video for you, children. So these all diseases are meant for you to keep having a knowledge, or giving setting up a knowledge of how to be hygienic, and what type of food you have to eat, and how to maintain yourself safe, and safeguard your family also from being aware of all such diseases, not only the virus diseases which is spreading now. So every if there is a diseases also merges off with that of the vaccination also. Whenever we think of diseases, these are all common hygienic senses which you have to maintain as a science student, and also tell others also to maintain. So that what we tell, we are trying to create in a scientific attitude in a science student. So these are the chapters are set up in you to get an awareness regarding the disease and maintaining a hygiene. When you maintain hygiene, the society will become very safe, because your students. So in a classroom, if 240 students learn about this and tell others about the precautionary measure, that means we are trying to save our own society. Okay, children, thank you. I will in this video meet you in the next class.